good evening, and welcome to Coffee and Tea with Aeson and Gwen. I hope you've had a great gobble lobble. Hello, Miss Shannon. How are you? Hello, Lady Gwendolyn. Do you got your Scottish tea with you tonight?
No, actually, I just brought my water tonight. After a day of feasting, you really need to, up your water intake a little bit, right?
True, true. Good evening, Miss Brenda. Grab your coffee, tea, or whiskey and have a seat.
Yes.
Yes. I've had a glorious day. It's been very weird.
Oh,
Aeson done something
weird.
weird. Aeson done something he hadn't done in a while. He was working a little late last night and fell asleep. Working.
Oh,
Yeah, Joe had to come in, wake me up, make me sign out of my phone, take my headset from me, and let me sleep. So I woke up at like 5 o'clock this morning. Got up, piddled around, done all the everything I needed to do, and then went back for a nap. And I'm about ready to go back to bed, guys, so this show may not last long.
I have been taking naps, power naps lately, but
Mm-hmm.
just like in the afternoon. Well, okay, so what time of day do you normally start?
My
On
day, 8:30.
Okay. So you work 8:30 to when?
8:30 till 3.
Okay.
Then I take my nap.
Right.
Then I get up at 4:30. Because if I'm going to sleep, it's a 90-minute cycle. I want the 4 REM benefit of it.
Hmm.
Then I work again from 6 till we do the show. And then from the show till midnight. Then I hit the gym and then I go to bed.
Okay. So from a psychic point of view, I mean, I know you do. We just, you said you do it, and I have been getting up. I get up early, and I log in and start at 8, and then I will go until about 2 or 3, and then I am ready to take a nap.
Yes.
It is exhausting. It is draining whenever you are connecting
Right. It
people.
takes work.
Yes,
My
yes,
teacher used to say you're doing the same work as a construction worker, so you either got to eat the calories or take the rest.
yeah.
If you're doing mediumship, you may want to invest in the beer. And I'm like, no.
Oh gosh.
Um, but no, it's been a weird day. It's been a weird pattern of days because I fell asleep about 4 o'clock this morning. Now, in all honesty, I had already done all my pre-cooking. Today was a heat up day because I wanted it to be simple, easy. I am tired of spending my holiday in my kitchen since 1992, slinging stuff in a stove that I really need a bigger stove, and then having a huge dinner for 3 or 4 people.
Hmm.
We didn't do that. I did buy a turkey. I did get a 15-pound turkey. It got cooked off like Tuesday night, shredded up. I made 5 meals out of that sucker.
There you go.
Yep. Made the casserole, popped it in the fridge, made my pumpkin crumble, popped it in the fridge, deviled eggs, macaroni salad, popped both of those in the fridge. So all the day I had to do was open up some cans, throw the corn on to cook for God forever, pressure cook the green beans, and make mashed potatoes. Easy done, pleasy, relaxed. Because I ain't doing it. I even let Joe make the bread. Like, I've gotten lazy.
Well, over here at this house, we had Native American bread first thing this morning,
Uh-huh.
and then some. Everything was instant, so put together in like 15 minutes. But it was basically just this is just a throw meal together because I worked all day
Uh-huh.
and I just that's what I was focusing on, not on cooking or any other chore today.
Mm-hmm.
So
But no.
I'm not the type of person that celebrates during traditional holiday time frames.
Well, that's something we're kind of going to talk about tonight because I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook. Seen a lot of posts about this, a lot of posts about that. And I have to say, the American History Division has told you guys a bill of goods. Bad goods.
Mm.
Fairy tailing goods. That are leftovers. What I mean by leftovers, I don't know. Can you tell me what was going on in 1941?
During the war?
Yes. And 1836.
1836.
4 years and 7 scores ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
The Civil War.
The Civil War. That's where this whole November Thanksgiving came from. No damn pilgrim in November in Maine cooked lobster and shared it with some deer. They may have done it in September during the normal traditional harvest feast, but it wasn't in a damn November. So, no, we're not celebrating colonialism, because if we were doing that, then we might want to look at May, June, September, when there would have been feasting going on. That was part of the traditional community guidelines of, and pagans do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? When everyone goes, why do pagans have holidays? Well, we have holidays because they originally were the times that people were brought together. Let's look at those for a moment. We'll look at the fall ones because those are the important ones. What's in September?
Mabon. The second harvest festival. It is the autumn equinox when all things are in balance. So it is a time to be thankful. It is my favorite holiday because it's so close to my birthday. It is our Thanksgiving.
It is actually a traditional Thanksgiving because this second harvest, you're celebrating how much you have. You're going and trading. Oh, I've got extra potatoes. You got corn. We'll trade you there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That type of thing was going on. And we are not the only country that has Thanksgiving. Most countries have Thanksgivings. In England, it's in September. In Canada, it's in October, which makes sense because their growing season ends earlier. Why we ended up in November is quite easy. Can anyone tell me why Kanawha County schools did not have bus drivers this week?
Hunting season.
Exactly. This is the American meat harvest that
Yeah.
normally would occur in October when we have another holiday in Wicca. What's it called again?
Samhain.
Yes.
Halloween, for those
Yeah,
of you not knowing what Samhain is.
exactly. So,
Which is the traditional third. Okay, so uh Byron Ballard posted today talking about the harvest festivals and being thankful. and for us, our traditional harvest festivals is August 1st. That's Lunasa.
that's when the grain
And
comes in.
yep. And then Mabon in September.
That's when the vegetables come in.
And then Samhain in October.
That's when the meat comes in England.
Hmm. And so we view here in November as the fourth harvest.
When the game comes in.
So there we go. So this is you kind of use this as your final harvest festival before the winter solstice in a month.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we'll get to the winter solstice, so I want to talk about that too. But anyhow, so, we go up. Abraham Lincoln's like, this woman's pounding me with letters. She also was the same one that wrote letters for Mother's Day. That whole trying to, the person that wrote the Mary Had a Little Lamb speech, nursery rhyme, she really pushed to have a regular day of thanksgiving to God for the benefits that we get. Okay. Abraham Lincoln to 1941. Can anyone tell me what three things occurred here? Civil War, the First World War, and now we have this lovely party of people using symbolism that has really highly affected the great northern pantheons. Swastikas and, using pagan symbols for war. And by the way, how the Nazis paid for the war?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same way that America is paying for insurance for children and paving roads.
Taxes?
Yeah, you want to know on what product?
Beer?
Nope.
We were talking about Germany, so I just
No,
assumed.
cigarettes. That's also when they started this whole smoke-free zone, blah, 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 because people didn't want to pay the taxes on it. And then they changed it to health reasons. But anyhow, that all came out of Nazi Germany.
Well, that sounds like what's going on with the cigarettes and stuff now. The taxes are getting so high up, and you're restricted to where you can smoke.
Exactly. Operation Paperclip for those who want to go do your homework and come back and have a conversation. Operation Paperclip is a very interesting operation. But anyhow, we'll stay on topic here and not divert to how we took in scientists and stuff from Germany and they issued stuff. Hi, Jesse. So 1941 comes along. We have Adolf Hitler here trying to suppress Christianity and sanitize Christianity while stealing everything he can from the pagans for power. And we have this new communist parties and communist countries. So what do you think's going on there? Communism and socialism countries. America's doing this big ally thing, and we're a good Christian nation. And we got to dress up ourselves. Let's clean up our history. Let's scrub it down. Rub-a-dub-a-dub-a-dub-a-dub. Let's paint some holiday tradition out there. Oh, yeah, whenever there's a major thing that the country should be grateful for, the president declares a day of Thanksgiving so that workers can get a day off work and so that families can gather together. When should we have that? Let's do the third Thursday in November, exactly 30 days before Christmas, so everyone can have a shopping experience because we have the Halloween sales and we have the Christmas sales. There's a hole there. Markets weren't up good. Money wasn't coming through good. So as they're whitewashing American history, and yes, it is whitewashing, and no, this isn't critical racism. This is history, not taught to you by your elementary school.
Yeah.
So let's write a fantasy story about, the pagans getting together with the Indians and breaking bread. Guess what? They probably done that every freaking Thursday, especially in the early days of the failed settlements of Jamestown, probably the early days of the failed Spanish. Well, the Spanish actually done really good because they came in and traded and made money. We give you glass, you give us gold. Worked out really well for most of the Spaniards, after they killed off most of them. So trickle down a little bit longer, and suddenly it becomes culture, and you're fixing turkeys because that's what the colonists fixed were turkeys. Y'all ever seen a turkey?
Yeah. I've rarely seen one in the wild. Like, rarely.
Oh, they're in the wild.
Yeah.
They're actually man-created in the wild. They've been really, really damaged by man because they don't fly. Their bones aren't hollow anymore. But they needed to fatten them up because they're in the wild. They're kind of skinny. They're kind of like pheasant in the wild. The ones you get in the dang store, those 15, 20-pound birds. Yeah, honey, someone tried to feed them margarine. That's what he was working on when he made margarine, was a turkey fattener.
Mm.
Should have just fed him butter. It would have been easier. But no, an annual celebration of harvest and its bounty moved over Thanksgiving fall over the category of festivals spanning cultures through millennium of ancient Greece, Egyptian, Roman feast, and paid tribute to the gods for after the fall harvest. Thanksgiving also bears resemblance to the ancient Jewish festival of, and I cannot pronounce it, so I will spell it so I don't offend anybody, Sukkot. So every culture has a fine Thanksgiving. Nothing to do for what they've been trying to sell you for 20 years.
And I find that it's good to have some sort of gratitude
Right.
every day. If you can't do it every day because things get busy and you get overwhelmed, at least once a week, take some time out just to remind yourself of who and what you are thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have to wait until one time of year and purge it.
Mm-hmm.
Let it out, show that appreciation all the
Right.
time.
Well, and that's a different thing. Gratitude is a nice practice. I think we're getting to see it back more in this country. What I find interesting is from 1941 to about 1960, we begin getting a lot of influential washing of history.
Hmm.
Like they're trying to do now. Okay. Like they've been doing. And it aggravates me when it's wrong. Can we just get to the facts? Get to the real facts of there was a harvest festival throughout history as part of English farm culture, as part of everyone's culture. So the U.S., to make it easy on employers, decided to take a time when normally the finances for the economy were low and declare it Thanksgiving. So that it's not every time there is something going on.
I hate to have been the people in the early stages of creating holidays because, like, where do you come up with that? Like, what date do you settle on? How do you settle on a date? I mean, we did it with Pagan Day of Prayer. We have one set day that we do it, but we didn't decide that. We just
But,
decided to stick with the day.
right.
Okay, you want me to read this one?
Yes, I will highlight this one because I want to take
Okay,
this one on too.
okay. Um, my kids were given a history book that said slaves had barbecues and liked working for the owners. It was like one big party with work songs, and my kids were just, what?
Okay.
I mean, like,
Well, I'm going to take this on, and I may get hate for this.
go ahead, because I'm a little. Uh, yeah.
First of all, Americans did not just have African slaves. It originally started with the Irish and the Africans and the Romney and anyone else that they could get ownership of that was not a landowner. They were either considered indentured servants, which means your slavery is until you work off your bill. Okay? Then we began creating a culture of enslavement. Culture of enslavement. What does that mean? This is an example of culture of slavery, broken into a very simple term. Gwen, when you get up in the morning, what's the first thing you do?
Pay a shower.
What's the first thing you have?
Coffee.
Good point. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
What's the first thing your mother gets up and does?
Do what?
What's the first thing your mother gets up and does?
Usually the same thing.
What's the first thing Mama used to get up and do?
Just to have her coffee too, actually.
Yeah, it is a cultural behavior. What time's dinner?
Any time from 5 to 7,
Uh-huh.
8. Yeah.
It's a cultural behavior. Slavery became a cultural behavior, and it left traces in our lives. This year with my turkey, I done it the Romney way. I cooked that sucker on Tuesday night at 275 degrees. Took that carcass apart Wednesday. Took it all apart. Took the skin, that goes to the dogs. Took the fat, that goes to the dogs. Took the gristle, that goes to the dogs. Took the bones, put them back in the pot. Threw those bones back in the pot. This morning, that pot went back into the stove and it got heated up to 350 degrees. And I cooked those bones until they were moldable. Threw the bones, shrinked out those bones, and I've got me 3 lard pans, i.e. loaf pans, of turkey broth for anytime I need broth for turkey. I've got me 4 different meals pre-set up. My dogs have food for tonight and tomorrow night and the next night. This is where barbecue comes from. This is how barbecue got started, because the pecking order for food on the plantations that people had gotten used to living and being a part of. And, well, Mama took care of Mama June, and Susan took care of Mama June, and Aunt May took care of, the grandmother. So, yeah, there's a section of antebellum history that got normal. And then there's a section that's no longer normal. And there was a section before it that was just like, oh, it's another family moving in. They have weird customs and ideas. But you have to understand the pecking order of food. The master family of the house, i.e. your CEO, would get like the legs, and they would get the breast meat of an animal. Maybe a hand, let's take a cow. They would get the steak and the roast. They wouldn't eat the hamburger. They don't want the ribs. They don't want the brains. They're not going to have the horns. That would go to your next set of people in this business, i.e. your flagship people, to distribute out among the rest of the population. Was it nice? No. Was it well done? No. But damn it, I love me some good ribs. And I bet if you go ask your mamas or your grandmamas about hog's feet, you'll get told exactly how to cook them and what to do with them. Was it right? No. Was it wrong? Yes. But we're looking at it from our eyes, and we're not getting the full history, because they'll either teach 3 versions of, well, now 4. This one, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's partial truth. Said that slaves had barbecues and liked working for their owners. Some of them may had. If the only thing you knew, and we see this in West Virginia still to this day, I'll guarantee you, if a mine boss runs for governor, guess who's going to be governor?
Yep.
The mine boss.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Why? Because it's the mind boss mentality. We have seen that for 8 years now. Thank God, as soon as the next election comes, we don't have to deal with it. But I tell you what, another mind boss comes along. West Virginians, it's not that they're dumb, it's that they're programmed. Mind bosses are right.
I'm hoping that West Virginia wakes up. That's all I'm saying.
They're going to have to break culturalistic ideas. That's the only way to do it.
I just think as we grow in generations, keep moving forward, that things are changing. That's all I gotta hope for.
Right. And then the other part of this is, and people don't like this idea. The abolished slavery was not the slaves calling for abolishment. Here's the hard truth of that. When the news reached all the way over to June 19th, you know what most of those slaves looked at the people telling them? Then where the hell am I going to go and what the hell am I going to do? And furthermore, you have a group of people that have raised generations within a family. Not their kids. Not, well, that's her kid, not have to take night, I'll get my tongue cut off. Well, I raised her and I raised that, and I've took care of that baby since day one.
That's your family.
In one way or another.
Yeah.
Was it fair? No. Well, guess what? Used to be, back in that time, Gwen get in an uproar, shoot her mouth off to Phoenix. Phoenix go, I don't fucking think so, woman. Let me put you back in your place.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have been dead a long time ago.
No, you wouldn't have been dead a long time ago. You'd just be a little bit scarred. That's why in West Virginia still there's a law. You can take your wife over. Notice I said wife. There's an importance here. So it doesn't work for husbands. Take your wife over to courthouse as long as it's Sunday. The switch ain't no bigger than your thumb. You can horsewhip her all you want. If she's been bad. In public.
Mm-hmm. And that's the one that a lot of us know. We were raised up knowing that one.
Uh-huh. So everybody's been property to somebody. All around. Do I think that means that the BIPOC community doesn't have a right to be mad? Hell no, I think they have a right to be warpath mad.
That things aren't going to change until we do the changing.
Well, none of that until we start changing the different things. Okay? And we start addressing real history. Not made up history. Not history that the scholars thinks would be marketable. Real history. Oh, quite a conversation. Yeah, it is quite a conversation. Lisa, if you're wondering what Aeson's going off of, this is what Aeson's going off on.
Yeah.
Okay? Guess what? Most of those hymnals the Christians sing, they're work songs. Why? It's because you have to, if 40 people are moving along the line, and you do this. We do this with little kids. We do this with soldiers. You have them sing a song to keep them in beat, to keep them moving. That became obviously gospel songs. Obviously, they're still sung to this day. But things have been laid in culturally and then whitewashed. Like today, I love my Facebook. My personal Facebook, I have a branch of everybody, and it's a whole, quite of a quilt of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a quilt of people. And I saw Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Gratitude Day. I'm so thankful for this. Happy celebration of colonization. And I'm like, which colonization? Which one? I mean, we've been colonizing as a human species for multiple millennia.
I have to admit, because November is Native American Heritage Month, And I found out last year at this time that my great grandparents had said that my great grandmother was Blackfoot Native, and I found out that that was a lie, and that they said that they were so that they could get government benefits, but they couldn't keep that lie. They couldn't they ended up keeping that lie going. So it wasn't until I found out the truth that I cut that line off, and now everybody's mad at me because I found out the truth, and I'm
Well,
not
it's
afraid to admit
debatable, and
it.
here's why I'm saying it's debatable. Were they from the Appalachians?
No.
Okay. This is why I was saying there is another race of Appalachian that is a mutt of like Scotch, Irish, there's some Romney in there, there's some Indian in there. And you'll talk to West Virginians and they'll say, "Oh, I'm Cherokee." And they'll have dark features, dark hair, dark eyes. They ain't Cherokee, they're mutt.
No, I have that on one side,
Mm-hmm.
but on my other side, I have this. And my grandmother passed away. One of my grandmothers, not
Mm-hmm.
my mama. My grandmother passed away thinking that she was native.
Right.
And now nobody will listen to me because I'm calling our ancestors out. Uh,
Well,
and I and I feel bad about it, honestly, because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to respect your elders, but gotta break generational curses. I'm all about the trauma, so I'm like, this is what happened. I have to raise awareness about it, otherwise things are never going to change. I have to.
well, okay, here's the word. I will send it to you in private chat and you can have a conversation on it.
Okay.
Because, again, it's a word that my dyslexia hates. There you go. I have pronunciation if that helps.
Okay. Because I've heard it before, but it's not quite clicking. Oh my gosh. Malungan.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Appalachian.
Okay.
Southern Tennessee Appalachian. Okay?
All right.
You understand, they were very well persecuted. There were other people that were very well persecuted. You used to be able to drive, if we go back to the 1800s, you would see signs going into a town: no Irish, no Italians, no this, no that, no that. Or sundown states. Y'all guys have heard about sundown states and sundown cities, I'm sure. There's still some around. I have a debate with you. If that ain't what your grandmother was trying to cover up.
They were from Missouri,
Mm-hmm.
and they have England ancestry.
Uh-huh.
And I don't have. I mean, I have Irish and Scottish and German on my other side, but not this particular line.
Right.
So,
But again, they may have been trying to cover it up to be able to live somewhere.
mhm.
Point being is we've had bad history. We have bad
Mhm.
history teachers. Why? Because most history teachers are football coaches. They're not there to teach education. They're there to teach football.
Well, I've been kind of told that certain things are not being taught properly because we got cell phones now, and you can just Google whatever information that you want. So that's what we're leaving to the kids. So if you have kids in your life, take it upon yourself to teach them correctly. Please,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
We're
And
the
dig
future.
history. If something bugs you, Do yourself a favor. Go and dig into it.
Mm-hmm.
Example. We're getting ready to come up on Yule, winter solstice, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah.
It is a celebration of everyone. That's how I look at that.
All right. So let's go back a few hundred years. Your closest neighbor is a horse day's ride away. Okay? You're not living in the metropolis that we do, that you hop on 77 and just drive up to Gwen's house. It may be a few days. This is the height of winter.
Mm-hmm.
You do not have grocery stores. You may have dry goods ordering services. I have not seen it, Shannon, but if you will tag me in it, I will go take a look.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you send it to me, I will look at it. I will be honest, I haven't been at my computer today. I've been on my remote device, aka my cell phone. Oh, it's in the break room? I will check it out. But it's a winter holiday. You know what it was for? Here's what it was for, and we'll debate this all you want. Hey, are you alive? Have you died yet? You ain't dead. Do you need milk, eggs, bread, or cheese? I've got extra.
Right.
I'm looking for some meat. Do you got some beef? Great. I'll trade you so many of this for that. You can invent as much history and as much mythology around it as you want. It is, however, the facts. It's to bring the community together to see how you can get through the next 3 months of food. Okay? It's like another holiday that pagans tend to dance over a little bit. There was a movie made about it, something about a damn groundhog. February 2nd. You know what that was for? So are you plowing the back 40 or am I? Let's get the blade sharpened up. How many mules you got? Oh, you had to kill one and eat them? That's okay. That's okay. I think I got a cow I can train to drag the plow this year. Are you planting corn? Great. I won't plant corn, I'll plant tomatoes. We'll swap off because if you put corn and tomatoes right together, they don't get along well. What
Yeah.
follows a little bit after that? Some people love this holiday, some people hate this holiday.
I view everyone as a chance to gather and have a Thanksgiving or to discuss things and plan every single one.
No, some people love this holiday. They get roses and candy and they get
Oh,
cards.
so now yeah.
You,
Well, that's not what that holiday is supposed to represent.
actually, it's exactly what that holiday is to be represented.
But not roses and candy.
Well, roses and candy had to have a holiday. Honey, it is about knocking boots. Do some
I
math.
know.
Do some math. Okay? February 14th. Go out. 9 months. What happens?
That's harvest season.
Uh-huh. February 14th, March 14th, April, June, July, August, September, October, November.
Babies.
Babies. Knocking boots and marrying off women
Hmm.
and getting things. Here's your roses. Here's your candy. Yes, I'll take your father's property. Yes, I'll take your dowry. Yes, you're accepted.
I'm so like, I'm so thankful that we don't live in those times anymore because I don't think that I could handle, being alive back then. But then again, I get it. That's how things were back then and it was culturally accepted. I
Well, not
get
only was it
it.
culturally accepted, it was appreciated.
Mhm.
Okay? Like, as sweet and as talented as you are, I should at least get 2 horses out of you. Maybe a shotgun.
Yeah, I agree for that.
Okay? Maybe.
Shotguns don't depreciate in value.
Huh?
I said, shotguns don't depreciate in value.
Neither do wives. Neither do wives.
As long as they're fertile. I'm sorry.
No, no,
I'm
no.
having
You said
fertile
it exactly.
handmaiden tale vibes right now talking about this.
I know. But these are the things that mass media and whitewashing and political movements have done to our culture,
Mm.
have taught our children. 41 plus 20 is 61, 81, 2001, 2021. 4 generations. 4 generations. How indent is Thanksgiving? We're looking at a social media platform closing down. Congress is ready to move over it. The president is up in arms. That social media platform hasn't even been around 20 years. I remember opening up my first Twitter. Okay? That's how quickly things get embedded into our culture.
Mm-hmm.
That's how quickly fairy tales get spun around it and set in. Now, here's your witchy lesson for tonight while I'm on this. How many pagan holidays are there?
At least 8.
Do you
That's
know
the
why
bare
there?
minimum.
Do you know why there are 8 holidays?
Because they're all equally spaced out so that you can get together and have your community.
Mm-hmm. Originally, there were 4, and they were the astrological holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that came from, was the astrological 4 seasons, 4 points in the zodiac, 4 cardinals of the zodiac. Then we have a coven called the Bric-a-Brac Coven. Who's the high priestess of the Bric-a-Brac Coven?
I can't remember his name off the top
Nope.
of my head.
Priestess.
Oh, got me.
North, south, east, west, hear me now as I call you forth. Cup, sword, Chadlin to do my bidding. Gardner's 5th high priestess. Probably the most influential.
I don't know how you could keep up with all of them.
Valiente. She's the one that also helped him clean up the Book of Shadows. She didn't like that her coven met 4 times a year. It wasn't enough for her. She didn't get to see her people enough. She didn't get to talk to them enough. So she added 4 more holidays. So that they saw each other 8 times a year. Because originally, Wiccan covens did not gather on anything but high holidays. Especially when you get into a hiving situation like she was in. So all the covens would meet 4 times a year, and she's like, this ain't working. We're losing people. Nobody's talking to each other. The telly is a little bit expensive to use. Mailing stuff back and forth has gotten even more expensive. I gotta have priestesses here that haven't heard from their students in months. And those floors are looking a little dusty to me. So she introduced the other 4. So we have now a wheel of 8. Then we go down a little bit farther into history. And covens are meeting on full moons and new moons. And they're working both of those. And they're working the 8 holidays, and they're working the wheel of the year and the moon of power. Now covens are seeing each other so much, it's like, we're back to the old days. I need some first degrees to take care of the dishes in here. Can you send me down a couple? I need a dedicant to go scrub the floor. But yes, But if you go and ask any Wiccan today, why do we have 8 holidays? Oh, where did I learn this? I will get the book for you, Lisa. Um,
So while you're doing that,
yeah,
I'm going to shift up a little bit because
yes,
we're working on our last bit of time here before we close down for the night.
yes.
But I want to put this out to everyone. If you could comment, what is one thing that you are thankful for today? That's what I wanted to ask everybody who put forward to you. What are you thankful for? I'll go first. I am thankful for the ability to be at home and be able to do what I love to do and be surrounded by the people that I love, respect, and admire. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the community and all that we do together.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
I can be sweet
Yes.
sometimes.
Let's see, what am I thinking for? Good coffee, my Patreons, good books, my husband's.
You know what? It's great to have a good support system.
It is.
I actually, you bring that up, and I'm going to give it. Having a support system is all about, um, is what my blog for December is about. So stay
Oh.
tuned for that. Hint, hint.
Be looking for that in Under the Table and Dreaming.
Actually, it's in there now.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the November issue. Thankful for my peoples. Yes.
Oh, Lisa, if you will message me, I will find it because I'm going through my Kindle, looking for it. But it's, I believe, the Tale of the Sun God or the Tale of the Bull God. Um, and it has little facts, little history. It has tales and stories that I've not seen. I've seen cross reference, but little holes in them.
I've been trying to get back into reading here lately.
I have to read. If not, I get stupid.
Well, I'm talking about like nonfiction, but
Yeah,
I've been picking up books here and there that I think would be helpful in this situation or this, and I'm in need of another bookshelf, and I don't know where I'm going to put it.
I'm in need of another Kindle.
Do you use up on all the space on yours?
Yes. Like I've had to go through and remove books. That's why I'm going through my web and going through the battle of now getting into um, um, Amazon to get in there. Yeah, message me directly and I will send that to you, dear. Because I can't pull it like that. It's been a couple years since I read it. Yeah, it's a really good book. It brought up a lot of things that I had wondered, a lot of holes in Wiccan history. Apparently, what this dude did was he went back through and took pieces and took history and filled in things, and it really changed my view on a lot of things that we, being the 80s babies of paganism and the 90s babies of paganism, just think they're common. And it's like, no, that's not common. That's not actual. This is what's actual. This is why this was done. This is where this was done. So, what's your favorite food for the holidays?
Well, the two things that I can't have anymore. But Mama always made peanut butter balls, which, if you're from Ohio, you know them as Buckeyes.
Mm-hmm.
They are just a peanut butter ball. It's just, peanut butter with chocolate coating on it. And I have been making that since I was really little with Mama. And then Mama's butterscotch pie.
Ah.
Those were always my two favorites. And so ironically, it was dessert for me.
Uh-huh.
Mom still makes the peanut butter pie, but nobody makes the peanut butter balls anymore since Mama's gone. So,
By
sweet
choice?
potato pie.
Ooh, sweet potato pie is good. By choice, or you just don't have the recipe?
Um, I'm not a cook.
Okay.
So, it would take a lot for me to, like, if I could find Mama's recipe for peanut butter balls, I could probably do it, just from memory.
Okay.
But I would want her recipe.
Question there: did she wax coat them or not?
No.
Okay.
The chocolate.
Yeah.
I think she may have put a little bit in it, but it doesn't ring a bell. I just remember blocks of chocolate being melted down.
Okay.
So, though it wasn't like the chocolate chips or anything like that. These were blocks.
Yeah. Baker's chocolate or
Yeah.
melted chocolate.
Ham and apple cobbler. Ooh.
Mmm.
Actually, I would, I'm going to put this out there because this is something that we're talking about doing for next year. If you have any recipes, Rowan Temple of Light wants to put together a pagan cookbook as a fundraiser. So if you want to share any recipes or anything like that, then get in contact with me and we'll put it together, because that's one of our projects. So, if you want to share your recipe, let me know. I greatly appreciate it. I will try it. Especially after my show last night, there may be me getting into some cooking stuff, so I would be happy to share with that.
All right.
And my plug for that.
That'll be interesting. I don't know. I have a very easy recipe for, we called them um, black walnuts or peanut butter nuts. Very easy one, but I don't think that would be it. But I can
you
talk you through that one in a heartbeat.
you have nuts in that recipe?
No,
Okay.
no.
So I mean, it's basically a Reese cup is what Mama made.
Right.
So,
Brittany, sure, you can have a reading. I need a name, a birth date, and a question. All right.
hello, Dottie.
Hello, Dottie. All right. For everyone that's got their pens ready, I found it. It took me a minute.
Okay. Oh, Eddie Basinski.
Yeah.
Oh, he was awesome.
Yes, he was.
See, I know a lot of the names because for years I did Season of the Witch,
Uh-huh.
and I always went, those who got us where we are, and now
Mm-hmm.
just this year I shifted over to the West Virginia witches, so that's what it's going to be next year for the month of October.
Yep.
Okay, great. He's got it.
Yeah, but no, you can message me on Facebook anytime you need a book reference and tell me what you're looking for. I normally have a book. But this has a lot of the old history in it. It has a lot of the stuff that was not published by Llewellyn. Dottie, I hope you had an amazing day and you bounced your nephews all across the room and laughed your head off. I'm doing amazing. I'm looking forward to my evening. All right, so we have a question. You can go to Starboard. Do you want me to do it?
I'll read it for you. How about that?
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, 42502. Just something I should know. I don't have a specific question. Thank you.
All right. Up. Let's switch next then. I'm going to use the Black Tarot.
Oh, you haven't used this one in a while, have you?
Well, I've decided I'm going to relegate this to when I get general readings.
Okay.
All right. First up out of the gate. You've completed the cycle. You've got a lot of things going on around you that you get to choose what you want to do now. Part of that, however, is looking back and finding what knowledge you left there. Currently, you have the ability to create what you want. With that, however, you need to be more like the bulldog from the money. You also need to be questioning what you're sacrificing and if it's really worth all the effort you're putting into it to get where you want, especially when people aren't paying attention to you. Your advice is start focusing on yourself and telling the rest of the people to take a number.
Wow.
That's why it's the Black Tarot. It ain't
Yep.
always pretty.
Well, I kind of felt like I read someone to filth today, and I felt really bad, but it is what it is.
No, see, that's the dang thing is you've got to read them to filth every time. They don't come to you for, oh, honey, it'll be okay. He'll come back.
No, and I just think I was a little too harsh about my wording that I use, but I was so. I mean, normally I try to be a little softer with people's feelings and emotions because I deal with trauma, so I don't want to cause anybody any trauma. But man, today, yeah, it was deep.
Right. All right. So I have a question for you because I don't get this. Why do women want to go into men's phones?
I don't.
I know, but I've been trying to understand this.
I'm not your typical.
I know you're not.
Maybe
I'm asking you to be the liaison here and explain this idea to me real fast.
Okay, so I think a lot of it has to do deep down with trust issues, and especially a lot of people our age and generation, like Gen X and millennials, we have a lot of daddy issues, so we don't really trust our partner, and it brings us to that point to where we want. I am of the mind, out of sight, out of mind. If I don't see it, it doesn't exist.
Well, see, I'm more of the mind of if he kisses you, you can taste somebody on his tongue. Why do you need to go through his phone? Are you a court-appointed attorney? Do you also take a white light to his dirty underwear? Because that'll tell you a lot about a man. Take a
I
black light over it, it'll tell you too much.
I personally cringe whenever I see people do that. Like if you pick up someone else's phone, that makes me so uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, don't, like, that's opening up in things that you don't. I'm sorry, but in this world of social media, any type of privacy that you can have, you need to respect that for someone else,
Right.
because we don't have that much privacy anymore.
Right. Well, normally, and this always starts a fight and an argument. Well, he said he missed her. Yeah. Did you read the rest of the conversation? No. Do you know who this person is? Well, no. So why are you wearing his dirty underwear? What do you mean? Why are you wearing his dirty underwear? Why he's wearing your Victoria's Secrets? Because that's what you're doing there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I had something. It was there and I lost it.
It'll come back. But no. Like,
Uh, but yeah.
yeah. You know. It's insane. It's
Yeah.
insane what people go through. And it's like, are you wanting love or are you wanting someone to control?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll tell you, honest truth, if a man or woman, because women cheat more than men, just for the record. If you think you're tracking them down and you're watching every little thing they do, that's not love.
Where's the trust?
Where's the gratitude? Where's the wanting to build a long-term relationship? If you are putting in more time and
Yes.
more things, people need to stay in their lane. No, people need to learn boundaries and what is okay and what is not okay.
Yeah.
That's, we're not taught boundaries anymore. We're not taught communication skills anymore. We're not taught to say, I'm feeling neglected. I need some time with you. Let's plan that out and see what that looks like. And the words I hate hearing is, he's a narcissist. He's a narcissist. He's a narcissist. Do you know it takes about 6 months to 2 years to diagnose someone with narcissistic personality disorder? And normally, you know who they are? Really scary ones. We're seeing one throw a tantrum right now with a new product he bought.
Yeah.
They're CEOs. Back in the 80s, they used to call them the black CEOs. The companies would hire them because they would trim them down or make them run like a fast machine. And there's a YouTube video out of a guy interviewing one of the CEOs. And yeah, every narcissistic personality. However, you ask the woman, what do you want in a man? Most women, and hell, most men will say this too, I want a rich one. I want one with power. I want one that can respect and love me. Okay, you want a rich man? Yeah. You know what rich men do? They work their asses off.
So you're not going to have that attention that you want.
Exactly. You need to be self-sustaining, find quality, and build trust. I get annoyed now. I'll go through. Me and Joe we have the same phone. We got different cases, but they're the same. We'll lay them on the dining room table, whatever. I'll pick his up and I'll be like, damn it, I need mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Because I need mine to operate. Normally, I don't care. I don't look at my man's stuff. I don't need to track my man's stuff down. I have an alert system. If I want to know where he's at, I'll message him. Where are you? What are you doing? Will you bring me this?
Yeah.
But you've got to give that immortal and latent trust. And you got to let them earn it. Yes, the world moves faster. Guess what? A man's brain is still set back at 30,000 BCE. When you need to go out and kill a deer, drag it home, and maybe win your smile. and your appreciation.
Yeah.
They're programmed that way.
They had to work for it back in the day. You still have to work for it. Just accept it and make them work for it.
Let them work for it. Let them understand themselves. Let them be themselves. Don't expect deep emotions. I will tell you guys, what's he thinking about? He needs a beer or a drink. When's he got to work? And when's he get to spend time with you? And what mood are you in? That's normally what your man cares about. He doesn't care about the rest of the crap. That's how evolved he is. And what's for dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Like, people don't have a lot of deep emotions. Brene Brown done a survey of people. List out all the emotions, because there's like 123 classified psychological emotions. Most male populations listed out 2: happy and sad. Well, happy and angry, 2 emotions.
Mm-hmm. One extreme or another.
Well, one extreme or the other is actually the same. Just because they don't have the wording there, they got to put it together. Good seeing you tonight, Lisa. Come on back. Hope you enjoyed my rant tonight.
He'll be back tomorrow night for Mountain Bears.
I'm going to warn y'all. We're going to have mountain bears tomorrow night. I ain't happy. If you want a clue about what we're talking about, go check out my TikTok.
Oh yeah, I stumbled upon that today. Like I remember seeing your original video, and then I stumbled upon like 3 or 4 videos later, and I went back and watched them all, and I was like, "Ooh, he's mad."
Well, I'm not mad. I'm pissed the fuck off. I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
And it's just getting worse.
Well, or the situation in Colorado as well. So I don't know if you've seen that.
Colorado, Walmart.
So it's
Although I
pretty
do
bad.
think that I'm going to finally do something I haven't ever done on a show.
What?
I'm going to go get a mugshot.
Let's hope not. No.
No, not mine.
Oh.
But let's wrap this up. I hope everyone had a great gobble gobble. Your refrigerator, I hope, can hold your leftovers. And, we want to express our gratitude to our patrons. Thank you, Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mara Winfield, Brenda Bryant, Shannon C, Shannon D, Lady Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, Dottie the Psychic, Tracy Vaughn, Donna Wyatt, Kathy Bell, Kathleen Katie, and the Laughing Tree Grove. If you would like to support our broadcast, and I do mean now broadcast because we're now a full network, please visit www.pcspnetwork.com.
Good night, everybody. Happy holidays.
Good night, everybody. May you have a blessed night. May you enjoy your turkey tomorrow. And remember, do not drive and eat turkey at the same time. That's technically driving under the influence.
That's right.